about the plants and animals around us. The facts are fun, the sound effects are neat, and the host ain't so bad either. Please join me for the 90-Second Naturalist.
Listen every weekday afternoon during the KSJE Evening News at 5:30.
Tune in for Philosophy Talk, the program that questions everything
except your intelligence.
Coming up, the life and thought of Spinoza.
One of the most beguiling and influential philosophers of all time.
Gilles Deleuze dubbed him the Prince of Philosophers.
Hegel said, "You are either a Spinozaist or not a philosopher at all."
And our guest Rebecca Neuberger-Goldstein claims that Spinoza actually gave us modernity itself.
Spinoza, next time on Philosophy Talk.
Listen to Philosophy Talk every Tuesday at noon on KSJE 90.9 FM, Farmington. This program is supported by MyLabs, patient-ordered testing. San Juan Regional Medical Center is expanding its services to offer low-cost blood screenings year-round. Now offering walk-in convenience to get the blood tests you want when you want them. MyLabs, patient-ordered testing, is available at the hospital's laboratory and the Outpatient Diagnostic Center on 30th Street in Farmington. With nearly 20 tests available, there's an option for everyone. MyLabs, patient-ordered testing, a wellness service of San Juan Regional Medical Center. Minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Monday morning, the 20th. I'm Scott Michlin, and thank you for tuning in this morning. Welcome also to our viewers who are watching us live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel at KSJE from our visual radio studio here at San Juan College. Coming up just a moment on the program, I'll be talking with Liesl Dees from the San Juan College Community Learning Center and Encore program, so stay tuned for that. But first, a couple of reminders. Coming up later on this hour is when I talk technology with Lewis Campbell from Synergy Computer Systems here in Farmington. And then at 9 a.m., Mick Hess will be along roving with the arts. And today, Mick has some arts news for us, and also he'll be playing Beethoven String Quartet number 8 coming up today at 9 on Roving with the Arts. And you can always check out our programming schedule by going to our website, and that is at ksje.com. It's also where you'll find our regional events calendar. I want to take a look at some of the things to pass along to you. Listening Beyond the Music, which I bet we'll be talking about in just a few moments. Appreciating the San Juan Symphony is a class that's starting September 1st in the Community Learning Center here at San Juan College, so we want to make you aware of that. Marketing on a Shoestring, also another Encore program that we'll be talking about as well. Farmington Public Library's book sale continuing today at the Farmington Public Library. You can still get some pretty good deals, I understand, so be sure to check that out. And the Bonnie Dallas Senior Center having a senior trip to the Bardee Chuck Wagon later on this week on August the 29th. That's just some of the many events you will see on our regional events calendar at ksje.com. Now let me welcome my guest who's here in the studio with me. Liesl Dees is here. Liesl, good morning.
Good morning, Scott. Always a pleasure.
Thank you for being here. Welcome to our visual studio.
Yeah, I had to brush my hair and put on lipstick this morning.
So did I. Well, not the lipstick, but
Not the usual radio experience where we come in our jammies.
Right. That's true. Well, thank you. But you always look great, even in your jammies. So thank you very much. But it's great to have you here to talk about the Community Learning Center and the Encore programs that are available here at San Juan College. And for folks who are going to be watching us, we will kind of play along with the continuing education booklet that everyone may have gotten in the mail, right?
Yes, we just did a second mailing on this, so you may have it still floating around on your counter sometime in the last week.
Very good. And before we get into that, though, I do want to ask you about Kids College over the summer, because this place was crawling with kids.
It was. We had 1,891 enrollments, which was a record for us. In the past couple of years, we've been around 1,600 enrollments. So we added a Gen Cyber camp that we had last year, but didn't count in our numbers because we weren't involved with that, but we were this year. And even without those numbers, we still had a 10% increase. So it was a record of success for us this summer, and we were thrilled to have such a great time.
How great. Well, congratulations to you and everybody involved with Kids College. Like I said, the place was crawling with them.
It was, and a huge shout out to all of our partners across campus, because from physical plant to the Health and Human Performance Center, the Family Development Center, lots of locations, lots of people who help us out and help things run smoothly.
Very good. Well, let's talk a little bit about the continuing education booklet.
Schedule,
that has gone out, and the theme is Pathway. We can show it. That's right. Yeah. Exactly. There it is, everybody. We'll put it up on the screen. You can see it. The Pathway to Success.
Yes, and this schedule now includes 3 different kinds of classes. It includes our non-credit classes, our Encore classes that are geared to people 50 and older, but open to anyone 18 and older, and then our workforce development classes as well. So lots of different options for things you might find that you didn't even know you were looking for when you start paging through. That's
true. And let's start doing that, because that's what we do, you and I, when we're together on the radio, right? As we start paging through, and we will start with some of these CLC classes, right?
Yes, and CLC, of course, stands for Community Learning Center, and there are non-credit classes, so they are just what they say.
Right.
There's no credit, nothing to go toward a degree in here, just things that you take for personal enrichment. And we've always got a wide variety of classes, lots of art classes. One of the things that we have done before and are doing, bringing back again, is having a pottery class that is open to people who are 16 and older. And we frequently see high school students, some may be able to take a pottery class for a dual credit class, for example, but if you aren't doing that and want to take a pottery class just for fun, we've got it as a Saturday afternoon class.
Okay. And if folks want to play along as we are thumbing through the schedule, they can do that online at sanjuancollege.edu/CLC.
Exactly.
Okay.
Ooh, that was good, Scott.
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
See, there you are.
I always say that you can come down and answer a few phones and work in our office, in your spare time.
In my spare time.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. Be careful what you ask for. So I could be down there. So
we would enjoy that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. But that is one new thing this schedule, right? This fall?
Yes, so we've done that before, but we haven't done it in a while.
Okay.
So happy to have that back.
Got it.
Another one class that is popular and we've done for, maybe 5 years now, is a Board Basics class. And this is something that we have co-sponsored with Leadership San Juan and the San Juan College Volunteer Center. This is a free class, and it has grown out of a community desire to have well-educated board members so that our nonprofit organizations, advisory groups, other groups that have oversight for nonprofits in our community are knowledgeable about how we go about running meetings, about the financial and legal responsibilities of being on a board, and that we have well-run boards in our community.
Which is great, and it's a great resource, I know, for other volunteers who serve on these boards, and to, as you said, know what the responsibilities are of being that volunteer board member, because you're still responsible for the operations of that organization, and if things run afoul, you could be partially liable, I suppose.
Exactly. And knowing how to make things better when you do get on a board, of how to help run effective meetings, how to be a good board member, how to keep in mind the whole life of a board with the mix of people who are on a board, how you train incoming board members, lots of great things that are covered in that class.
Very true. And that is a free class, right?
That is. And it's on 4 Mondays beginning on September 24th. So viewers will get to see me now. Lower my eyes.
That's
look
okay.
at the details.
I'm looking. We've cut to the page where folks can see it. The Board Basics page in the catalog and the schedule. So there you are. What else do we want to point out?
So San Juan College has long had ensembles for music. We've got a great choir program, orchestra, band, a jazz band, and we have long offered enrollment through the Community Learning Center in those classes. So we are continuing to do that. Great opportunities to play with other musicians. Tone Fetz has been here about 2 years now, and he has done some great things, has a lot of good energy with the performances. One new thing that we've added is, in addition to enrolling for non-credit, we've offered an Encore option for enrollment. So it's one group, whether it's the West African Drumming Ensemble or the Christmas Choir. You can register one of a couple different ways, and we're happy to help explain pricing and what that may involve.
Okay.
But it's other options of how to enroll.
Sure. And so it's open to both musicians and who play an instrument or singers.
Exactly.
Choir and band.
Choir and band.
Different choices as I'm looking at the schedule here as we see it on our screen as well. So
yes.
Very good.
Another place that we collaborate around campus is with the Health and Human Performance Center. And they offer fabulous membership opportunities, lots of great group exercise classes.
Right.
If you've thought about doing a group exercise class but don't think you really want a full membership, you just want to try something out, we're offering enrollment in those group exercise classes, things like Zumba, Rev, Tabata, yoga class, and a boot camp, so that you can register in those as a class without having a full membership. And of course, then we hope you'll want a full membership and join the HHPC.
That's true.
The Health and Human Performance Center.
That's true. But lots of choices there to get your feet wet, so to speak, right?
That's exactly right.
So that's good to know.
And a couple of other exercise options. Our dance classes are always popular.
Right.
Beginning Western dance it doesn't start until September 10th, but it's already got 15 people in it, and it typically fills up at about 30. So if that's a class that you've always thought about doing, great opportunity. That's one that I always see good reviews on. Very positive experience. We always have requests for a social dance class.
Right.
And Deja Heaton has taught for us before. She was willing to do a short version of the class this time. So we've just called it an Intro to Social Dance. And it's only, let me count my weeks, 3 weeks, 3 Friday nights. So a quick little date experience of just 3 Friday nights in a row that you're committing to for 3 lessons, just to give you a little bit of dancing experience to help you feel comfortable on the dance floor. Just a little quick intro class.
And the dances that we're talking about are kind of the traditional dances, right? Waltz and swing and like ballroom dancing.
That's exactly right.
What I'm getting.
Yeah. And
no hustle lessons in this class.
Well, no. Although
that could be a different class.
I took her class a couple of years ago, and there definitely were some things that went with more modern sounds.
Okay.
So you're not restricted to.
I see. Well, I guess
old-timey band, big band kind of music.
Right. Well, that's true. And once you learn the basics, I imagine you can kind of segue into other things, right?
Well, and I think you start listening for the beat in songs, and you say, oh my goodness, that's a waltz. I can dance to that.
That's
or,
right.
I could do a foxtrot to this.
Exactly. That's very true. With a lot of even songs that you wouldn't think you could do that to.
That's exactly right.
So that's true. Very good. Other stuff?
A couple other things in the fitness and health category. One is we have a mountain biking skills class that we've been doing for a couple of years. And we all know that we live in world-class mountain biking territory.
True.
And this is the time to get yourself out on those trails that intimidate you. If you think, okay, I'm okay with these certain trails, but, I'd really like to feel a little more comfortable upping my level.
Right.
That's exactly what this class is for. We haven't made it a beginner or intermediate because the real focus is to develop the skills from wherever you are and get specific instruction to help take you to a more confident level of mountain biking.
Interesting. Okay. Very good. And now is the time to get out there and do that when the weather's cooling off a little bit and things like that when this class is being held.
And this class is on Tuesday and Thursday nights and then Saturdays. So very much for working adults.
Right.
Working people in general.
That's true. Okay. And we should mention that a lot of these classes, some of these community learning center classes are designed for work around a work schedule, right?
That's exactly right. Most of our classes are evening and weekend classes in the community learning schedule.
Right. Very good.
Mountain bike maintenance is another class. We've done a bike maintenance before. This time we're going to specifically focus on mountain biking. So if you've taken the class, you've upped your skills, now take care of your bike a little better.
That's true, because there's no AAA for mountain bikes.
Well said, Scott.
Unfortunately. That's true. Not yet. Maybe some enterprising person could, come up with that.
There you go. There's a business for you.
Maybe you could do it, right?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Got to get a market.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Field trips, one of my favorite topics, right?
Yes. And here again, we do some things through the Encore schedule that are more often during the week, designed for retired people, but we do some things through the Community Learning Center, and we typically do these as like a Wednesday night class and then a Saturday field trip.
Okay.
So designed for your working schedule. Two in the community learning schedule this time are a Mesa Mountains archaeology, and that is up near Navajo Reservoir. That's where that class is going. And then Rock Art of Largo Canyon. Both of these are with Linda Wheelbarger, who's an archaeologist. She's been your guest, I know, before, and has years and years of experience in this area.
Tons of experience, and knows how to interpret all these things that we see and wonder what those are and how they got here.
Exactly.
Right. Great trips. And again, I think it's always great to go, there's a lot of places to explore here in our area, but it's always great to go with someone who knows where you're going and what you're looking for and things like that, so you don't get turned around and lost and what have you.
And you get a much richer experience. And along that vein, we've long had a Learn to Fly Fish class. Again, kind of doing something that's great in our area, like mountain biking or seeing archaeology. This is a fabulous place to learn to fly fish.
No kidding.
And doing it with a guide and get yourself kind of up and ready to go, and then kind of go off on your own.
That's true. And that's just a couple of classes as well, right? To go through the basics of fly fishing and then set you loose on the river, I suppose.
Exactly. You've got some field trips in that class.
Okay.
Yeah. And
very good.
We can keep going and going, Scott.
I know.
There's no shortage of things to
there are not, as I look at page
on,
after page after page, but lots of different things. And I'm looking at, there's crocheting and there's electronics, mastering your iPad or your iPhone. I mean, all these types of classes.
Yes, Chili Ristras is always a fall one.
Tis the season, that's
that
right.
class usually gets full. Some of our classes we will cancel, and that is my least favorite part of my job because, we hate to see things not make. So we do encourage people to go ahead and register if there are things that you think you want to take. We do have a refund policy that if it's a class that's longer than a week, you can even drop up to a day before the second class. So if you go for the first class and realize, this wasn't what I thought it was going to be, or my life is busier, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this, you can still drop after that first class as long as it's a class that's longer than a week. If it's a class that's less than a week, like a one-day class or a field trip type of class that's just 2 days, then we ask that you drop 72 hours before the first class.
Okay. Good to know. My guest this morning, Liesl Dees, is here. We are talking about the Community Learning Center and Encore schedule that has been out now for a little while, right?
It has. This is a schedule that's July through December. So this may have first arrived in your mailbox back in May, actually, but we just resent it to people who haven't registered for the fall so that you kind of get a fresh look, because most of our classes are beginning in September.
Okay, good to know, which explains your appearance this morning to get the word out before these classes start.
Exactly.
So we want to take a break here in just a couple of minutes. Is there anything else we want to wrap up before we talk about some Encore classes in the next segment?
Sure. One more non-credit class, and that is a Master Your Meetings with Robert's Rules of Order class.
Oh boy,
okay, so
I need that one.
Say Master Your Meetings. That sounds more exciting than Robert's Rules of Order, right?
That's right. It does.
But how to have better, more effective meetings and to kind of have fun with that.
Right. That's true. And to know why there's Robert's Rules and what that's all about, right? And
exactly.
I think that's important too. I've been to several meetings where things tend to maybe get off topic a little bit, and if you know Robert's Rules, you can kind of keep, at least the meeting organizer can try to keep things moving in the right direction.
Well, and you as a participant can kind of pull things back into a meaningful dialogue.
That's true. That's very true. So that's on the schedule as well.
Yes.
Okay, and that's just a one-time class too, right?
That is. It's a one Saturday, and we've got a basics and then an intermediate skills, and the instructor on this has a fabulous background for doing this. She's a registered parliamentarian, has great skills. She's involved with parliamentarians. If you want to take a test to become a parliamentarian, she can kind of explain how to do that.
That's important. Very good. I'm embarrassed to say some of my meetings are run more by Bob's Rules of Order than Robert's. But that's just me.
Or Scott's Rules.
Yeah, well, no. We try to at least go with something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Than Robert. A little more informal. Yeah. Very good. Let's take a short break.
Perfect.
All right, when we come back, more with my guest, Liesl Dees from the San Juan College Community Learning Center and the Encore program here on KSJE. The time is 8:33.
The problem with fake news is that it really, really works. From American Public Media, this is Market